energetically clearing your space. So I have 3 different ways that I'm going to give you to do this. I use all 3 of these ways all the time. Some of the spaces that you want to be clearing are like your home, especially the rooms that you're in a lot where there's a lot of energy going on. So like kitchens are always like big hotbeds for energy, living rooms you're in a lot. Okay, like I'm in my home office right now, so I do this a lot too because I'm in here and I'm usually the only one in here, but I'm always like flying high energetically when I'm here and there's a lot going on. And I do sessions in here and they're through video chat, but they still contain other people's energy. Your car is a place. Where you work is a place that carries a lot of energy. And different buildings hold on to energy differently. So at the studio, my office where I do sessions, there's a bunch of other women who do sessions there too. We share the space. I really wanted to create a place where people could have an opportunity to come in and to do things through there and to get themselves started and going. And so there's a lot of us there doing all kinds of energy work and readings and yoga and the massages and healing work. And so all of that energy gets trapped in that building. And on top of that, the building is one of those metal buildings, right? So there's something about those buildings that that energy just does not release out of very often. So we actually have to do these things there a lot more often than we do maybe in our home. Okay. If you have someone come over to your house and they are just complaining or they're in a negative mood or they're going through something tough and their energy is very negative, you're going to want to do this to wherever they were sitting, like right where they were. You're going to want to do this to them. Now, you don't need to do this outdoors very much. Like energy doesn't really get trapped outside the way that it does inside. So unless you're really sensing some like dark energy in a space. So like if the space was like once an Indian burial ground and it was dug up, or like, yeah, then that can have a little bit of negative energy going on. But for the most part, you're going to find negative energy inside or in contained spaces. Okay, so that's where you want to focus it. And the more energy that's in a place, the more it needs to be cleared out. Because even if it's positive, good energy, too much of it is going to throw everything off. And you don't want all of that. You want energy always moving and you don't want energy getting stuck. Positive, negative, and anything in between. Okay, so my first way, I'm giving you my favorite way first, and I think the best way to clear energy is by saging. So what you do is you get a dried bundle of sage. I like to use white sage. I just feel like that works a little bit better, but you can, whatever kind of sage you want. Hey, Kelly, and you can get, I have a link in my Amazon store to the sage that I buy, but you can get it locally or you can get it off of Amazon. Just make sure you're reading and you're getting like dried bundles of sage, and that's good quality sage, okay? You don't want like something that's synthetic or has a bunch of chemicals dumped on it, because that's not going to clear the energy. So you get a bundle of sage and you're going to light the end of it. So most of them are tied together. There's like a little string or rope that are holding them together. And so it'll be like probably about that big. I put like a big, beautiful shell underneath mine, or you can put a plate. You can just be careful. I'm not super careful, so that's why I put something under it. Because sometimes little pieces of ash, hey Mary, little pieces of ash will fall as you're doing this. So let's say you're doing this in your home. What you're going to do is you're going to start in one room. I like to pick a room pretty central to the house, like pretty in the middle on the first floor. And you're going to set the intention for the house. What is it that you want to do? Okay, so you want to say something, hey Cassandra, you want to say something along the lines of, I am setting the intention to clear out energy so there's a beautiful flow of positive, new, fresh, clean energy. Something along those lines, whatever you want. You don't want to say, though, I want to clear out negative energy. Don't speak about what you don't want. Speak about what you do want. Okay? And so when you go through your house, you're going to do that in each room. Just for a second, stand in the center of the room and set the intention for the room. Now, in my house, in my house, I like to think of the room and, hey, Jennifer, and I like to say like, what does this room need? So if I'm in the kitchen, I'll say that I want like lots of good energy, positive, upbeat, uplifting, energetic space. Okay. If I'm going into my bedroom, I stay like very peaceful, very low amounts of energy, just very calm is what I'll say for that. Okay. And then you just keep going. And as you just, that should take you a second. Okay. It doesn't need to take you a long time. You don't need to read like an 18-page prayer. Not necessary. You can if you want to. Totally cool. But you don't have to. Okay. And then you're going to go around the room. So you start in the center and you clear there. And then you're going to go around the outskirts of the room, and you want to work clockwise to clear energy, okay? You can start anywhere that you want. I like to start like more in a place that's like a door or like a big window. I tend to go and start there because it's just a good starting point. And so you're going to go around the room and you're going to hold the sage over your shell or over whatever, or just carefully hold it, and you're going to watch the smoke. Now you're also, if you're going to a window or a door, you're going to go around the frame of the door, around the frame of the window, because you want to be getting the outside of each of those things, and then just walking around the outskirts of the room. So in the room, what you're going to notice is the smoke, if it goes straight up, okay, it's not exactly straight, but for the most part, it goes kind of straight. It can go like this a little bit. For the most part, it's going straight up. Then the energy there is clear, and it's not too much, okay? It's clear and it's good. If the energy is kind of swirling around and going sideways and all around, then the energy there needs to be cleared. Now, let me just make another point to say that this doesn't mean there's really bad, negative, scary energy there. It just means the energy needs to be cleared. Sometimes lots of good energy is still too much energy. You still want energy to move and not get stale. Okay, makes sense? And especially in winter months where you don't have the windows open as much, things get stale. Okay, and negative energy tends to hide in corners. So you're going to notice that like in corners of the room, you're going to have to hold the sage there a little bit longer. So hold it there if it's swirling up and just wait. Give it a few seconds. Focus on what your intention is for the room, and you'll start to notice the smoke will start to go straight. Once it does, you have cleared the energy in that space. As you're going around, go over to pieces of furniture. Now, the older the piece of furniture, the more energy that's attached to it. If you just bought a new thing that you pieced together from IKEA, it's probably not a ton of energy there. If you bought something at a yard sale that's a 300-year-old bureau, there's going to be a ton of energy attached to that. And depending on what went on, chairs, you guys have lots of energy, because think about when you sit and you talk and you deal with stuff, right? So different pieces of furniture you're going to notice are going to have different energy going on. If I ever get something at a yard sale, first of all, I'm kind of like a germaphobe, so I clean it like crazy, but I always sage it also, okay? Elaine, you can get the sage anywhere. You get it at Amazon, you can get it at like a new age shop. I'll post a link when I'm done to my Amazon shop to show you the sage bundles that I buy. I get like a pack of them because I do them so often, just so you can see that, okay? But you can get them anywhere as long as it's good quality sage, and you want it dried sage in a bundle, okay? So you're going to go around. If you are saging, let's say you're saging a bureau, and you hold it there for like 2 minutes and the smoke is still not really clear. It's still kind of circling everywhere. Move on and come back and do it again, okay? After 2 minutes, if it hasn't cleared, it's not going to clear right then. You're just going to need to repeat it. You don't need to move it outside. It can stay where it is. It's okay. But just know you're going to have to come back again. Don't stand there for 10 minutes. That's not going to work. Okay. So do it that way. Also make sure that you have like windows and stuff closed, so it's not throwing your smoke off, so you can tell how the smoke is really reacting and dealing. You can also sage people. Okay, so you can stand, you want to do it behind a person, not right in front of them, because you don't want them inhaling all of that. It's not bad for you, but it will burn your throat. So go down like the back of a person. You can go back to the front if you want to. Just don't hold it right in front of their face. But the back does just fine. And just go down the chakras and notice what the smoke does at each one, and then just go to different body parts. You'll notice that if someone has an injury or something going on, or it's a chakra block, that the smoke goes a little crazy when you get to that area. And so you just hold it there and ask them to help you with the intention of clearing that energy out, okay? Sage won't like magically heal anything, but it will clear out all the stuck negative energy in the area where the injury is or the pain is, and that will help it heal. Make sense? Okay. You can do this in your car. You can do this in any room of your house. You can do this at work, anywhere you want. I love the smell of sage, but beware that not everyone does. Okay. Some people are like, are you smoking something funny in here? No. That's just sage. So just keep that in mind. Not everyone loves the smell of sage. And if you get a good quality sage, it usually smells pretty strong. Okay. So that's way number one. Number two is you can use your energy to alter the energy of your space. Now, this is harder to do and will only be a temporary band-aid for fixing the space around you. Okay, so this is just in a temporary situation where whipping out sage or doing my other tip I'm going to give you in a minute is just not feasible. Okay, so let's say you are walking through the mall and you go into a store and you feel like a ton of negative energy as you walk in, but you want to stay there because you want to shop there. You can use your own energy, and I'll tell you how to do that in a second, to alter the space around you. So the energy in the whole store might stay a little kooky, but in your space, it will clear and it will be good. Okay. Now, when you leave, your goodness will leave with it. So you haven't changed it, and you have to be focused on that, like really focusing on kicking that energy out the whole time you're there. So you don't want to be in charge of that for more than like half an hour, because you're going to get really tired if you're pushing that out. Have you ever been around a bunch of really negative people and tried really hard to keep them cheered up and lift them up? Like, it's exhausting. So it's the same in a space. Okay, so, but you can use that. So all you do is you picture the kind of energy you want to give off, and you imagine that you've got like shields around you. Okay, I like to imagine like flipping up like a solar panel that's like a mirror. Okay, and it's like boom, and so everything outside is just kind of bouncing back off, and you just in a small area around you. Okay, and then what I do is I set the intention, and I just set the intention. I say, this is the energy that I want. So maybe it's peace. Maybe it's grounding. Maybe it's calm. Okay, like whatever that word is, whatever feels right, that's what you're going to pick, and that's what you're going to go with. And then you're going to imagine that you just drop it, and that there's water all around you, and it causes a ripple. And those ripples just keep going. Just keep focusing on the ripples around you. And what's going to happen is you're going to have this energy field where that energy is just kind of coming out of you. Now, if you forget to put your mirror solar panel things up, what's going to happen is everyone around you is going to start drifting at you, because they're going to sense this good energy. Even people who aren't energy sensitive will do this. Energy seeks like energy. So if they're like feeling the energy too, and they're like a good energy person who wants, say, grounding or peace or whatever you're focusing on, they're going to come right at you, and all of a sudden everyone in the store is standing right next to you. So if you forget to do that, that's going to happen. That's not bad, but it's also now you've got all these people around you, which is going to affect the energy again. Okay, so you want to push that out, and you want to also remember to reflect around you. Let everyone else do it too. All right, don't be in charge of everyone's energy. The only exception I make to that is when I'm with my kids. Sometimes I'll stick them in my bubble and be in charge of their energy too. So just keep in mind, the more people's energy you're trying to keep up, the more your energy is going to drain. Okay, so that's a temporary band-aid fix. Now, last is one of my favorite tricks besides saging. Saging is something that I do probably like once a month, where this trick I do almost daily. No, daily, definitely. I use essential oils. So you want to make sure that you're using good quality. Like, they have to be therapeutic grade essential oils, where this won't work. Otherwise, it'll just make it smell nice, which is, it's fine. But those can have like chemicals, and they don't actually change the frequency of energy around you. Essential oils that are therapeutic grade have a frequency, and they respond to the energy around them. And that's how the oils work in your system to heal you. They respond to the frequency of a body part, or a mood, or a energy or a chakra. They're responding to that energy. So if you do something like diffuse them, I think, oh, my diffuser's down in my son's room. He stole it. So if you do something like a diffuser, or you do you create a spray and you spray it around the room, or spray it on your sheets, or you just put the oil all over yourself and then walk around the room. So you waft around, or have the bottle open and go like this. I'd say diffusing is the best way because it really does protect the oils and really spreads it out into the air, and the particles find like the spots that they need to go to, and you can move your diffuser around to different spots if you want. I usually have one going while I'm working, you know, I have an oil in line with what I want energetically. So if it's focus, I'll have oils for focus. The one next to my bed while I'm sleeping is for calm and relaxing and being energetically closed a little bit more. So just kind of depending on what you want would be the oils that you'd use. But then the oils in the air will completely change the energy, and they change the energy of a room in like less than 5 seconds. I felt that. Okay. So that's just another awesome trick. It's one of the reasons I love essential oils is they quickly change the energy of a room, of your car, of you, of anything. Okay, so you can use those too. You just need to learn a little bit about, you know, which oils for what, and you can feel free to ask me. I'm always happy to answer that stuff for you. We have an essential oil challenge starting too in my essential oil group. So if you want more info on that, shoot me a message and I'll get you in if you're not in already. Okay, so those are my 3 tips. So if you guys have questions, I know that you guys are commenting, so I'll go and I'll look at those comments too. But if you have questions about space, comments about, you know, experiences you've had with energy, all buildings and spaces and objects, they all have energy. And if you're energy sensitive, it's going to be affecting you. Even if you're not, you know, in your conscious mind realizing it, it's affecting your energy field. Have you ever walked into a building and just felt like just heaviness, or just felt like I gotta get out of here, or, you know, and there really wasn't an explanation for it? That's the energy of the place, okay? And, you know, sometimes even good spaces just have that. Sometimes I walk into a space and I'm like, there is too much energy in here, which is what happens at my studio. There just becomes too much energy. It's good and it's healing and it's happy, but it's just a lot, right? So we make sure to really like stage that and clear that out as often as we can, okay? Does that make sense? So I'm going to get to your comments. I just want to make sure that I mention the retreat to you all. The Purpose Retreat is open now. And if you sign up and join us by April 26th, which is my birthday, I'm going to be 34. Woohoo. If you sign up by then, you get a discounted price. You get in for $2.99. It's 2 full days, and that's it. That's $2.99. That's amazing, right? And I buy you lunch on the second day. Like, right? Awesome. And if you also, by the 26th, if you get in, you get that discounted price, but you also get a free 30-minute session with me that we do after the retreat to like really follow up and help you be accountable and take the work that we did and put it into your life. So I just wanted to mention that so that you don't miss out. We already have 8 spots gone and it opened today. So get in, reserve your spot. It's in Brewster, Mass, down the Cape at Ocean's Edge Resort. It's gorgeous. We're going to be doing things on the beach. We're starting day 2 with yoga on the beach. We're going to do a few other things there. The place is amazing, amazing, amazing. So just check it out. I'll post the link on the screen now so that you can see it and you can go read about it. It's all about purpose. So what we're going to do is focus on helping you live your purpose and discover what it is, live it in your personal life, and then share it with the world, and maybe do it for a job, or maybe insert it into the job that you have now. So that's what it's about. Let me know if you have questions. You'll see me posting about it. I'll be talking about it. And then we're also going to do a purpose challenge, a free challenge to kind of understand what purpose is and to start to figure out what yours is, May 1st through the 5th.